Yo, what's up? It's George the Fragrance Apprentice. I can't really do that. I'm British. Can't really kind of get away with it like the Americans. Hello there, chaps. It's George the Fragrance Apprentice here with another riveting video about fragrances. Yeah, that's better. But seriously, I am actually legitimately excited about this video. I am more excited about this video than I thought I would be. This is my first ever top 10 list video, and it is my top 10 spring and summer of 2014. The reason being is because here in the good old UK, we don't really have spring. We don't really have a transitional period. It's more like, oh, it was -3 last week and now it's 19 degrees, get the fuck over it. So that's why I've compiled like an ultimate spring summer 2014. There's no exclusivity between the niche and the designer. They're all in here, and actually that can be quite cool because you can see how designers fare against niche and vice versa. Now, before we start, do you want to hear a sad story? There are no creeds in this list. I know. I'm upset too. I had Millésime Impériale and Aventus last year, and they were just used in about 3 to 4 months, and you know, with the prices being quite high, and also they seem to increase them every couple of years here in the United Kingdom, you have to really want a creed. You have to kind of financially save up and put a lot of effort into it to want a creed, and this year I just wanted to kind of put my money into other different things and kind of expand out from the creed universe. But don't worry, if you miss the creeds, then just go on to any other spring summer list by any other fragrance reviewer. I'm sure that they'll have them. So with that, let's get to it. I have my top 10, and I have 2 honourable mentions, and also not just that, my #1 spot is solid. I've had it since last year. I knew that this was going to be it. It is an absolute king. It deserves the throne. And son, it is a compliment bomb. So all that to look forward to. I'm excited. I hope that you're excited. Let's get to it. In fact, let's rock. Like I said, got 2 honourable mentions. Didn't quite make the cut, but they're still fantastic spring summer fragrances. So that's Hugo Boss Just Different. Just almost like it's heavily synthetic, kind of fruity, kind of citrusy, but very wearable, very enjoyable. Got a few compliments from it. You know, if you're just looking for something quite basic and fun, there you go. And my second honourable mention is actually something that used to get quite a good amount of love in the fragrance community, but it's kind of dwindled since. But I still really like it. I think that there are certain fragrances on this list, in the top 10 list, that do it better, and that's Slate by Banana Republic. It's kind of a fragrance that's very similar to Aqua by Vulgari. It's quite a good, powerful smell, but it's misleading because the projection and longevity is terrible. I'm talking about 3 to 4 hours. It's a real shame because it's a fantastic smell. Before we actually get to the top 10 list, I pronounce a toast to the fragrance community, to all my subscribers, and here's to a fantastic spring and summer 2014. Hope it's going to be a good one. Number 10 is a fragrance I'm going to be reviewing very soon. Very green, very versatile, incredibly versatile, and just wonderful. It's 212 by Carolina Herrera. This is your Swiss Army knife in the designer game. It can be worn virtually any time of the year, but because it has like a sort of a green grassiness to it, with a hint of spice, it's a fantastic spring summer fragrance. Absolutely fantastic. 212 for men at number 10. At number 9, a semi-niche kind of thing going on. It's from the very unknown house and very not talked about house of Penhaligon's. It is Juniper Sling, one of the best juniper berry gin notes of the game. Has a formality to it, that's why it's lower down the list, because the versatility isn't that good. But you can wear this every day depending on your personality, but it has a formality to it. Definitely something you should look into. That's Juniper Sling at number 9. Now when we talk about compliments, number 8 could be one of your guys. And not just that, but I've added this to this list purely for personal reasons, purely for subjective reasons. It doesn't get a lot of love. In fact, it can get quite a bit of hate because it's seen as too teenage and too young and too high school. It is the original Tommy Cologne. Look, I make no apologies. I make no apologies whatsoever. It's just stunning. The citrus and kind of almost woody tone to it is just fantastic. And it's a lot of fun. It's a legitimately fun fragrance. So outrageously summery and puts a smile on my face constantly. So, Tommy Cologne at number 8. Now, number 7 is quite a swing from the, you know, fun-loving kind of people pleaser kind of a smell. But I smelt this in work. I've been wearing this a hell of a lot in work. I just could not get enough of it. But this is from the house of Nasamato, and it is the glorious, the impeccable Absinthe. Okay, so this is one of the most exciting fragrances. I mean, it's like, it's pretty out there. It has a very kind of a rugged, almost peppery smell, and it has kind of like a bit of greenness to it, which allows you to wear this certainly in the spring. I've worn this in you know, the semi-high heat, and I've got away with it, and people have loved it. So yeah, I had to put this in. It's daring, it's fun. It's Absinthe by Nasamato. Number 6 is not completely liked. In fact, I have to defend this fragrance quite a lot. But you know something, it was one of my gateway fragrances. If I hadn't smelt this, I wouldn't be standing in here in front of you doing this, and I probably wouldn't be part of the fragrance community. But this was the thing that made me latch on to fragrances in a big way, and this is Mr. Unforgivable by Sean John. It's a blatant kind of rip-off slash homage to Millésime Impérial, which I love that fragrance very much. But I do like it because it's a bit more sugary, a bit more fruity. I think it takes itself less seriously than Millésime Impérial, which I kind of do like. They are planning on discontinuing this, so if you've smelt this before or you're interested in smelling it, go and buy it, because this is kind of the last run that you'll ever get of it. It's the last ride that you'll get of it. I've got a couple backup bottles of it, no, it's very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance, so go for it. So we're now into top 5 territory. At this point, I'd start taking notes. Number 5 was a shock. A real shock to me when I smelt this in store. The opening to this just shocked me, especially from this kind of designer house. I was like, wow, they've really upped their game with this one. It is a flanker of the very, very popular CK1, and it's the flanker that came out this year. It is CK1 Red, and I swear to God, I mean, Calvin Klein are such a hit and miss designer brand, but this one's a hit. I mean, just smell the opening. The opening is very natural, has a very organic, fresh opening. It's similar to the floral base of the original CK1, but I don't know if they've put, like, I think it might be kind of like a cherry slash raspberry kind of thing, but they've added a fruit to it that really makes it shine. Really, really impeccable idea for the concept of the original CK1. But if you just want a general kind of like, I've got my good stuff, I've got my good solid fragrances, but I want a really solid add-on fragrance just to have there just in case. Oh no, seriously, you gotta look for this one. The dry down is slightly disappointing, and the projection and longevity is good for Calvin Klein, really quite good for Calvin Klein. But seriously, I'm super impressed by it. I genuinely, I'm shocked that it hasn't got more attention in the fragrance community than I thought it would do. But no, seriously, they're really on top of their game, and I'm really, really happy with this. CK1 Red, please check it out, guys. As we get closer to the finish line, things are starting to heat up. These next 4 fragrances are kings. They're all kings within their own right. I'm genuinely excited about showing you these. This is talked about as well. I'm going to be reviewing this. It's going to be the last review of my season, and I'll be proudly reviewing it, because this is something else, guys. Bleecker Street by Bond Number 9. it's not as talked about as its other older brothers, such as New Harlem, Chez Bond, and even Bond9.com recently. But this is so fantastic. This for me is really what I'm looking for in a fragrance. Yeah. So yeah, kind of like a woody oak moss kind of thing, reminiscent of slate. Actually, it's kind of like slate with a hint of Ventus in there. It doesn't have any fruits, but it has a very sort of dry oak mossy kind of thing with a bit of greenery and a bit of freshness. Really good stuff. Bleak Street by Bond Number 9. And then there were 3. This next fragrance, I am slightly miffed or peeved that this does not get attention. People go on and talk about all day, oh, Marc Jacobs for Men, it's such a lovely fig smell and stuff like that. And I'm like, have you not smelt this guy? It is from the house of Acqua di Parma, and it is Fico di Amalfi. This is... What are you talking about, Marc Jacobs? Forget Marc Jacobs, bro! This is quality. This is class, and this is going on holiday. This is going on holiday in a bottle. Seriously, when you smell this, you will want to go. You will want to jump on a plane and go on holiday. Go to a warm place. It's very exquisitely Italian. It's such an Italian European smell, and it will just knock you. It will absolutely knock your socks off if you smell this. Number 2 is slightly obvious. You know, I don't really like to go obvious with any of my sort of fragrance reviews or my top 10 list, but no, but that actually gives this more of a statement. You know, I tried to not have it in the list, but no, it just kept coming back to me, and it is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. This is Mr. Dior Homme Sport 2013 reformulation. I do not have the vintage. But this, all the same, is just it's a masterpiece. It's a piece of art, and not just that, but it's so perfect. It is so truly perfect in a lot of ways. But it is not number 1, and number 1 is the King, sir. Dior Homme Sport, you're an awesome number 2. But let's get to number 1, shall we? So, look, as far as I'm concerned, it's all been fun and games up to now. it's all been a nice little list up to now. We've had some fantastic fragrances and certain fragrances you should really check out. But this fucking guy is next level shit. Okay. So I remember seeing this thing, and I just decided to check it out. I sprayed it on myself, and I took one whiff, and I think I was just standing there for 20 seconds thinking, oh fuck, oh right, oh okay, this is legit. This is from the house of Vulgari. It is Man Extreme. Now, the original Man is quite a spicy, woody kind of a fragrance. So when it said Extreme, everybody was thinking, oh right, so they're going to put like oud in it or things like that, but it did a complete 180 on itself, and it's actually a citrus, fresh-based fragrance. And that's probably why it's not got a lot of hype, because it did technically lie. But if you accept it for what it is, which is a gold mine, and a masterpiece in the works of summer fragrances, then you'll be okay. I'm actually scared of doing what I'm about to do. Okay. Do not be fooled. It's not completely fresh or completely citrusy or anything like that. In fact, it has like sandalwood undertones actually. But it has almost like an orangey kind of a base. I just love this, and you know, let's get to the good stuff. The compliments for this are outrageous. Like I said, I'm not a big compliment person. I used to be. Back when I started, I was like, oh, what gets the most compliments and stuff like that. But now I truly like fragrance for the art form of fragrance. But this is an absolute compliment monster. It's so accepted. Pull it off as a signature scent easily, like no question. But it just has this appeal of when you put this on, you kind of feel better. You know, it has a kind of a pick-me-up kind of a vibe. You feel strong. You feel good, and not just that, but the bottle is amazing. The bottle is beautiful. I should have got the 100ml because I'm going to go through this by the end of, I don't know, June. But yeah, Vulgari Man Extreme is my king. I bow down to you, sir. And this is truly, it wouldn't have really mattered if Aventus or Millésime Imperial made it. This was always going to be my king, really. I hope I haven't hyped it up too much. I hope that you do enjoy it, and I'll probably be doing a review of this in the coming months to just give you a better information. So that was my top 10 list, my first ever top 10 list of spring and summer 2014. A very diverse list. Hopefully I've given you some, I've given you fragrances that you may not have totally heard of before, or you might have forgotten about, something like that. I wanted to try and keep it original. I'm really happy with the list. I had a lot of fun doing this, and as always, please subscribe, like this video, comment, all that kind of thing. I'm going to be doing a review of Golden Boy very soon, and I'm also going to be reviewing 212 Juniper Sling and Bleecker Street, which was featured in this top 10 list. And so yeah, so just subscribe, enjoy, and all that kind of stuff. Until next time, Fragrance Apprentice out. You say you want my